And good morning, everybody. Here we're on location, but as you can see, obviously not in a very public location by any means necessary. We're actually here at my office here doing this show today. And this show, I'm going to tell you, it's going to be the worst one of the six we have. No guests, not even a ticker at the bottom of the screen. It's very cold down here. I'm cold. It's not going to be a good show by any means, and so we're not even going to be on the air for the entire hour. We'll be lucky if we're on the air, frankly, for 30 minutes. We'll be lucky if we make it that long. So let's delve in to an issue here in Lincoln. Lincoln Police Department is cooperating with the protesters, and surprisingly, it seems as if the protests in the state of Nebraska are slowly beginning to wind down, become more peaceful, a little less forceful per se, and that maybe we're getting somewhere, and maybe we will have a Legion ball season after all this year. And that's important. Legion baseball in the state of Nebraska is one of the highlights of the summer itself in terms of the sports world anyway. And so, for many of us, this could be it. Is this the year? Is this the year? We already know there's no state champion at the Junior Legion or Senior Legion level. The only champions in the Reserve League. And with our partnership with the Wahoo Baseball Association, we'll tell you right now, one junior team's going to play the Reserve State for the chance to win a state championship, while the other one plays a postseason tournament for not even to get their name in the record books, for a participation trophy, for lack of a better term. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to slam it that way. It's just that, you don't go in the record book. And I feel terrible. Nobody should have to go through that. Nobody should have to, win a state championship for nothing. That's just not right. It's not right in our world today. So anyway, the protests are beginning to wind down here in the state of Nebraska, or at least seem somewhat diminished, come a little more peaceful maybe, and maybe we're getting somewhere. Maybe we're getting somewhere. Who knows? Our state is kind of divided right now. I think that's a good way of putting it. And I apologize in advance to anyone who is offended by that remark, but that's just where I think we are right now. And so anyway, let us go ahead. Why don't we go ahead and dive into the world of sports? What's going on in the world of baseball today? Sports headlines for you. In a surprising turn of action, there are several delays. A lot of teams. Some of today's matchups could have included the Rockies at the Dodgers, the Angels at the Twins, the White Sox at the Royals, the Cubs at the Reds, the Phillies at the Marlins, Rangers at the Blue Jays, Mets at the Nationals, Cardinals at the Pirates, Padres at the Giants, and Tigers at the Athletics. Those could have been today's MLB matchups. In a surprising turn of events, the MLB rejected the players' proposal and said that without any more pay cuts, there may not even be a season this year. A 50-game season. Because the players are being greedy and all they want's money. Not even they want to play baseball. For goodness sakes, if you had missed 2 months of your favorite sports season, wouldn't you just want to play at that point? I don't know. Anyway, top headline today, the MLB is risking regulating itself to its stepchild status as compared to the NFL and NBA. Why, you may ask, well, Mike Oz with MSN stating that The NBA is maybe on its way to a return. MLS has reached an agreement to restart its season, and the NFL seems like a distinct possibility as teams prepare for pivoted training camps in the coronavirus era. That's the era we're in right now. We're in the coronavirus era. Nothing is going to be the same. Heck, when this stuff's over, I may not be able to shake your hand, to be totally honest with you. And baseball, America's pastime, where is it? Still arguing over money. I mean, how dumb is that? Really? You're going to want money more than to play your favorite sport? Players are too greedy in the MLB. A lot of them are. Look at Salvador Perez. All Salvi wants is to get back onto the field after missing all of last season. And then look at millionaires like Giancarlo Stanton claiming they don't want to take any more pay cuts because all they want to do is make money. And yes, I had to get that close to the microphone because I'm making a very sarcastic point. Yes, same as the previous 2 weeks. A couple of months ago, we were talking about how baseball might have a lot to gain from being the first sport to back from its coronavirus shutdown. Oh. Well, God, I hope you could hear me. God, I hope that it's working okay. There's only one way to find out, I guess. Well, God, I hope you can. Okay, it's working. A couple of months ago, we were talking about how baseball might have to be a lot to gain for being the first sport to back from its coronavirus shutdown. Imagine a sports world where baseball was the main event, where fans fell in love with Juan Soto and Ronald Acuna Jr. and gush over Mike Trout and Christian Yelich instead of debating about LeBron James' legacy or rather Tom Brady's Bucks stood a chance in the NFL. Now we're looking at the inverse. What if the baseball is the only major sport that doesn't come back? What if, in a move that could really tell us baseball plays in the modern sports ecosystem, baseball stays on the sidelines and we're too consumed with LeBron and Tom Brady and the majority of sports fans don't even miss baseball? And as baseball continues to fight amongst itself to work out a revenue model that will work for the 2020, the NBA will vote on a restart plan on Thursday that would restart its season in July at Walt Disney Resort in Florida. It would be a 22-team league that accelerates into the playoffs. Those would stretch into September and October, and sign that even baseball does get its act together. It's already looking like the stepchild status amongst the NBA and NFL. And the story about the NBA's return, player salaries don't come into play until literally the very last line. Players would get close to 90% of their full salaries. Meanwhile, baseball players and team owners have been bickering about theirs for weeks. Come on, people. How stupid can you get? By the way, that's not me talking. That's some other person talking. That's like Commissioner Goodell right there. Anyway, in case you can't imagine my status on this, this is just so incredibly stupid. It's preposterous. And I myself don't even know where to begin with this one. It's so far out of line. Hey. I suppose we'll talk a little bit about Legion news when and if we ever get back from this commercial break. So tell you what, we're going to take a break, and I myself am going to check up. I'm going to go upstairs and check to make sure my weather radio isn't going off at the office. Weather radio isn't going off. So we'll be right back after this break. Don't go anywhere.
George W. Eastler and Robert E. Sullivan was their plant. Churches were closed and now are open.
Hi, this is Michael Klein with the Eastern Press. And I'm here to tell you that severe weather season has and if you think you're prepared, it actually I noticed some of these items and several minutes
Okay, perfect. And we welcome you back here on this Thursday afternoon Ball Talk with Big Mike. I should really check the email system, make sure we don't have anything new. So let's talk about some Legion news here for a minute. As soon as I check the email server to ensure that nothing has changed regarding that. Ooh, we do have a new. That's just another promotion. It's about securing the account, which we already have. Nobody can hack into ours. It's yeah. Okay. Talk some. So basically where they're at, participation in American Legion Department of Nebraska Baseball is completely voluntary. Any participant, umpire, player, coach, volunteer, organizer, are not required or solicited. If you at any time feel that participating makes you uncomfortable, you should not participate at any level. So, let's take a look here. Yeah, it's by invitation only. Yeah. So, looks like it's going to be a little different. So it's their own season play. Basically, I'm trying to figure out so let's see here. Oh boy. Oh God. Oh, Whitney. Oh. I know some players aren't going to be happy about this when I say this, but the assigned umpire for Wahoo this year, the crew chief of umpiring, is Jeff Kopetsky. Tim Ruskowski and Jeff Kopetsky, those are the two. Ay. Oh well. Nothing in there, so basically it sounds like we'll be in the press box, and I think we're going to be good, because I think the board backing our decision to do it is going to be what's saved this season, this year for you, the fans, the ones that are watching right now. So, anyway. I suppose with the last couple of minutes, I suppose I should just tell a funny story. It's just that kind of day. And I promise you, we'll have a better show on Monday. Joe Klein will be here. He'll be here to talk a little bit about the season, what he's kind of expecting out of it, what he's looking to get out of it, what he's seen so far, the good, the bad, predictions, literally anything. We've also reached out to Nick Handley. We have not heard back from him yet, but we're trying to get Nick Handley on one of our preseason shows as well. So I promise you better shows are to come. This is by no means going to be our best of the preseason shows. Obviously, a lot has happened over the last couple of days that has prevented me from bringing you a quality show today, and I would like to apologize for that, and certainly we hope that this will never happen again. Okay, so the funny story was that so I work for a private firm that has a county governmental office inside of it. It's technically a full-time county governmental office. I'm kind of the only real, and even at that, I'm not even full-time. I'm considered part-time for now at this firm. So I decided I was going to bring in a weather radio. And it's a residential radio. It's not one of those industrial office strength radios. It's just a residential weather radio. And I get told that I have to contact the FCC and get a certificate. Now, how stupid does that sound? For a residential weather radio, I have to get a certificate, a stupid certificate from the FCC. Does that sound ridiculous? Good. Okay. It's one of those days. I try to be funny. So anyway, I end up having to call the FCC, give them the information. It's like, okay, so technically certificates are renewed every January. However, yours is valid for 1 year because it's your first year. La la la. So it arrived today, and it's like, okay, cool. It was issued yesterday. La 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 la. Right? And I told him straight up, I'm going to be renewing in January. And I might be going to whoever decided it was going to be a good idea to tell me I needed the certificate because I just spent 48 hours of my life doing, well, not 48 hours, 2 days of my life that I could have been doing something way better during that time, getting a stupid operating permit. Basically claiming, no, it does not cause interference. Long story short, let's change this over here. I haven't even been, to be completely honest, I haven't even been using this this microphone until right just now. It's one of those days. The production crew is in my computer right now getting it figured out. They've been like, Mike, you're so quiet. It's like, what's going on here? And they're like, no, everything's on my end. And then they came in there and I clicked yes to access it. So now they just switched it over to this microphone right here. It's just one of those days. Just one of those days. Just one of those days. I mean, you know, can't do anything about it. So, I promise you a better show is to come on Monday. We'll have Joe Klein. We've reached out to Nick Handley. I do not know whether or not he has responded yet at this time or not. We hope maybe we can hear from Tom at some point. We'll have a better show coming up for you. I assure you of that my work schedule, I've blocked myself out during those times so that I hopefully will never get double scheduled again. That's my hope, so that I can bring you this stuff during the baseball season. I mean, really, I'm trying to think of what else I have for you today. I told you it was going to be a quick show at the beginning. We were a little late getting set up, so this show's gone by really, really quick. I will have something better for you on Monday when I have more time to get this set up and whatnot. And we're hoping that before the season starts, we can do a public on-location one, maybe an after-hours kind of thing here at the office, or maybe we'll reach out to someone, see if they're willing to host us. We'll just have to see. We'll have to see. Only time will be able to tell us with this one. Coronavirus has changed a lot of things. That is for sure. I promise you a better show is yet to come. I will almost assure you of that. It's going to be one of those days. I did not get good sleep last night, let me tell you. So that's our show today, I guess. A 24-minute show. We'll have an hour-long show back to our regular programming on Monday. I guess we close by looking at this tree, this wonderful, 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 wonderful tree. Have at it. Hey, look at the tree. A beautiful tree. We'll see you next time, folks. Take care.